Hey, blessings. Good morning. Hope you are doing well. This is Hector Quinones. We are doing side by side chapter number 12. Chapter number 12 for book number 1. Again, chapter number 12 for side by side book number 1. I hope you were able to complete chapter 11 and that you are keeping track of your journals, of your vocabulary, dictionary within your notebook, and also all the chapters and all of the different workbook assignments as well. So we're going to continue today. Remember to repeat out loud. Make sure you take pictures if you don't have the book, and hope you make the most out of it. We're almost done. We got 5 chapters left, and then we finish book number 1. You can do it. Don't give up. Here we go. We're going to be learning about contrast and the difference between simple present and present continuous tenses. We have already discussed that earlier, but we're going to put it more into practice, as well as looking at different adjectives. We're going to be discussing feelings and emotions, as well as describing usual and unusual activities. So here we go. Please repeat after me. A little smaller so you can see. Here we go. Happy. Sad, hungry, thirsty. Remember the TH. Thirsty, hot, cold, tired, sick, angry, nervous. Remember to pronounce the letter V. You have to put your teeth to your lip. Nervous. Nervous. Scared. Remember, keep your mouth closed. Scared. And number 12. Embarrassed. Embarrassed. Very good. So let's look at I always cry when I'm sad. Look at the question. Why are you crying? I'm crying because I'm sad. I always cry when I'm sad. The next example. Why is she smiling? She's smiling because she's happy. She always smiles when she's happy. So now you're going to put these examples into practice. Let's do the first one together. Why are you shouting? I'm shouting because I'm angry. I always shout when I'm angry. So please take a picture. Click, click. And then a picture of the exercises, 1 through 4. Click, click. 5 and 6. Click, click. Next page continues. 7 through 10. Click, click. Now, these are questions that have to do with you on your own. What do you do when you're nervous? When I'm nervous, I perspire. Perspire, as you can see here with the picture, it means that the person is sweating, right? What do you do when you're nervous? When I'm nervous, I bite my nails, right? And when I'm nervous, I walk back and forth, move from side to side. Please take a picture and fill in all these questions. What do you do when you're nervous? So you would say, when I'm nervous, I close my eyes. When I'm sad, and what do you do? So please make sure you answer that. Let's continue on. I'm washing the dishes in the bathtub. Oh no. Why are you washing your dishes in the bathtub? Let's see what happened. Let's read the conversation. What are you doing? I'm washing the dishes in the bathtub. That's strange. Do you usually wash the dishes in the bathtub? No, I never wash the dishes in the bathtub, but I'm washing the dishes in the bathtub today. Why are you doing that? Because my sink is broken. I'm sorry to hear that. So we're going to use this example. Take a picture, click, click. This is the template we're going to use. Click, click, take a picture. And you're going to use that template to fill in this blank. So let's do number one. What are you doing? I'm sleeping on the floor. That's strange. Do you usually sleep on the floor? No, I never sleep on the floor, but I'm sleeping on the floor today. Why are you doing that? Because my bed is broken. I'm sorry to hear that. Now it's your turn. Please complete all the exercises. So take a picture, 1, 2, and 3, click, click. And then 4 through 6, click, click. How to say it? Reacting to bad news. My sink is broken. I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad. What a shame. So share and practice some conversations with other students. Share some bad news and react to it. Hello, John. Yes, my shower is not working, or the faucet is broken. That's not good. That's too bad. What a shame. That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Those are terrible news. Those are some expressions that you can use when you are told things like this. Now we're going to proceed to a reading. We're going to be doing reading questions, and then we're going to proceed. I would like to remind you that as the chapters continue, it's going to be a lot more practice for you and less for me when it comes to explaining, because it is a reinforcement of a lot of the different verb tenses that we have already used, vocabulary. So I urge you to continue to review the previous chapters in the videos, continue to study, continue to check your binder, and just continue to work. So by the time we finish in June, you are ready to go, and you are also on your track. You're on track to be able to complete book number 1 fully. You can do it. Here we go. Reading. A bad day at the office. Mr. Blaine is the president of the Acme Internet Company. The company has a staff of energetic employees. Unfortunately, all of the employees are out today. Nobody is there. As a result, Mr. Blaine is doing everybody's job, and he's having a very bad day at the office. He's answering the telephone because the receptionist who usually answers it is at the dentist's office. He's typing letters because the secretary who usually types them is at home in bed with the flu. He's sorting the mail because the office assistant who usually sorts it is on vacation. And he's even cleaning the office because the custodian who cleans it is on strike. Poor Mr. Blaine. It's a very busy day at the Acme Internet Company, and nobody is there to help him. He's having a very bad day at the office. So take a picture, click, click, for you to be able to answer these questions. True or false? Well, you answer them and I'll check them later. But I'll give you one. We'll do one together. Mr. Blaine is the president of the Ajax Internet Company. So let's look here in the front. What does it say? Right there. Mr. Blaine is the president of the Acme Internet Company. So based on that, is that true or false? It says here, Acme, right? And the question, it doesn't say Acme in the question, right? What does the question say? Question says Ajax. So that means that this question is, the answer is false. All right. So please do the remaining exercises. Let's do the listening exercise. Here we go. Listen carefully. Number one, listen and choose the correct answer. What are you doing? What are you doing? What's the answer, A or B? Very good. It says doing, so when I answer, I have to say cleaning, right? Number two, what does the office assistant do? What does the office assistant do? Is it A or B? Very good. Letter A, he sorts the mail. Number three, what's the receptionist doing? What's the receptionist doing? A or B? Very good. She's answering the telephone. Number four, is he tired? Is he tired? Yes. He's yawning. So, because it's stating something that could be shown at the moment, the ing shows that it's happening right now. When you look at he yawns, this doesn't say when it happens. So in other words, let me do this to help you illustrate. Number four, right? This is a timeline. This is the present, right? If we say he yawns, it means that, let me type it here, the word here, yawns. And let's do here, yawning, right? So this means he's yawning. It means that it's happening this time, right now. When is it happening? Now. He yawns can happen one time here, around the present. It happened just now. That's it. It happened. Done. Okay. Let's continue on. Number five. Number five. What do you do when you're scared? What do you do when you're scared? A or B? I think my allergies are kicking in. I cover my eyes. I cover my eyes. Number six, where do you usually study? where do you usually study? Well, I study in the library. I study in the library. Well done. Let's continue on. We have another reading titled Early Morning in Centerville. Here we go. So take a picture, click, because this story you're going to use it to answer questions below. Let's read it together consistently. Don't rush. Make sure you enunciate every word and pronounce it properly. Here we go. Early Monday morning is usually a very busy time in Centerville. Men and women usually rush to their jobs. Some people walk to work. Some people drive and others take the bus. Children usually go to school. Some children walk to school. Some children take the school bus and others ride their bicycles. The city is usually very busy. Trucks deliver food to supermarkets. Mail carriers deliver mail to homes and businesses. And police officers direct traffic at every corner. Yes, early Monday morning is usually a very busy time in Centerville. Don't forget the V, Centerville, Ville. So using the story from above, we need to answer these questions. So I am not going to do this with you because I want to know if you know how to do it. So please make sure you complete it in your book, but I will read it for you. Here we go. Today isn't a typical early Monday morning in Centerville. In fact, it's a very unusual morning. It's snowing very hard there. All the people are at home. The streets are empty and the city is quiet. The men and women who usually rush to their jobs aren't rushing to their jobs today. The people who usually walk to work aren't walking. The people who usually drive aren't driving. And the people who usually take the bus aren't, you do it, no cheating, blank the bus. The children who usually go to school aren't to school today. The children who usually walk to school aren't, yes, today. Next one. The children who usually blank the school bus aren't blank it today. And the children who usually blank their bicycles aren't blank them this morning. The city is very quiet. The trucks that usually blank food aren't blank it today. The mail carriers who usually blank mail aren't blank it this morning. And the police officers who usually blank traffic aren't blank it today. Yes, it's a very unusual Monday morning in Centerville. Good job. So make sure you finish all those exercises. And we are pretty much finished with this chapter. Pronunciation. Reduce to. So here we go. Listen and then say it after me. I'm sorry to hear that. We go to school. He listens to the radio. Mail carriers deliver mail to homes. I'm happy to hear that. They're going to the doctor. She listens to music. Trucks deliver food to supermarkets. Very good. Now, don't forget your journal. Please describe a typical day in your city or town. What do people usually do? Write about it in your journal. Remember that your journal is a separate section that you have in your notebook where you keep all the journal entries, okay? Please repeat after me. I always cry when I'm sad. I never wash the dishes in the bathtub. That's the simple present tense. And then the present continuous tense. I'm crying because I'm sad. I'm washing the dishes in the bathtub today. Please repeat the vocabulary after me. Key vocabulary about feelings and emotions. Angry, cold, embarrassed, happy, hot, hungry, nervous, sad, scared, sick, thirsty, tired. Actions related to feelings and emotions. Bite my nails, blush, cover my eyes, cry, perspire, shiver, shout, smile, walk back and forth, yawn, and everyday activities. Clean, deliver, drive, ride a bicycle, sleep, study, sweep, take the bus, type, use, walk, wash. So we are done with chapter number 12 for side-by-side book number 1. Again, chapter number 12, book side-by-side number 1. Let's do the Gazette together. Gazette. Traffic, a global problem. There are more and more people and more cars. Traffic is a big problem in many cities around the world. Traffic is especially bad during rush hour, the time when people go to work or school and the time when they go home. Sorry. Many people take buses, subways, or trains to work, but many others drive their cars. As a result, the streets are very busy and traffic is very bad. Many cities are trying to solve their traffic problems. Some cities are building more roads. Other cities are expanding their bus and subway systems. Many cities are trying to reduce the number of cars of the roads. Some highways have carpool lanes, special lanes for cars with 2, 3, or more people. In some cities, people drive their cars only on certain days of the week. For example, in Athens, people with license plate numbers ending in 0 through 4 drive on some days, and people with numbers ending in 5 through 9 drive on other days. Every day around the world, more and more people drive to and from work in more and more cars. As a result, traffic is a global problem. So let's do the listening exercise. listen to the bottom section. And I ask you, do you drive? Do you drive a lot? Or do you try to walk and use public transportation? Do you use taxis, Uber, and Lyft and other companies that pick you up? So let's see. Number one, you're listening to WBOS in Boston. And now here's Randy Ryan with today's news. So that's number one. I'm going to read all of them. It's a whole conversation. I'll start again. It's a little long, so listen carefully. You're listening to WBOS in Boston. And now here's Randy Ryan with today's news. Good morning. Well, the people in Boston who usually take the subway to work aren't taking it today. There's a big problem with the subway system in Boston. You're listening to KSAC in Sacramento. And now here's Jessica Chen with the morning news. Good morning. The big news here in Sacramento is the traffic. Sacramento police officers are on strike today, and nobody is directing traffic. There are traffic problems all around the city. This is WCHI in Chicago. And now here's Mike Maxwell with today's news. Good morning. It's snowing very hard in Chicago right now. As a result, the streets of the city are empty. People aren't walking or driving to work. There aren't any trucks or buses on the street, and mail carriers aren't delivering the mail. You're listening to CTOR in Toronto. And now here's Mark Mitchell with today's news. It's a quiet Tuesday morning in Toronto. There aren't any bad traffic problems right now. And there aren't any problems with the subway systems or the buses. You're listening to WMIA in Miami. And now, here's today's news. Good morning. This is Rita Rodriguez with the news. The children of Miami who usually take school buses to school aren't taking them this morning. The men and women who drive the school buses are on strike. Some children are walking to school today. Many students are staying home. So based on everything I said, police officers are on strike in where it says here that the police officers were on strike. According to this, he said that they were on strike in, put it in here, just do this quickly, in Sacramento. Where did it say that it was snowing very hard? It was snowing very hard in Chicago. Where did it say that children aren't going to school? Let's hear that children aren't going to school. That is happening in Miami. And there aren't any problems in Toronto. Letter A. Excellent. All right, and let's practice this vocabulary. How do you get to work? Please repeat after me. I walk. I drive. I take the bus. I take the train. I take the subway. I take a taxi. I ride a bicycle. I ride a motor scooter. I ride a motorcycle. Very good. And the last page. People around the world go to work or school in many different ways. Let's look at getting places. Some people take the subway. Some people ride a bicycle. Some people ride a motor scooter. Some people even rollerblade. How do people go to work or school in different countries, you know? So let's look at the number of people. Fact file. In Moscow, there are 3,160 millions of riders. In the subway, in Tokyo, 2,740. In Mexico City, 1,420. In Seoul, 1,390. New York, 1,130. In Paris, 1,120. Osaka, 1,000. Hong Kong, 779 millions. London, 770 million. And Sao Paulo, 701 millions. So let's look at this last two sections and we're done. Global exchange. I live in a small apartment in the center of our city. I have a brother and two sisters. My brother's name is Kevin, and my sister's names are Emily and Melissa. Our family has a dog and a bird. Our dog's name is Buster, and our bird's name is Lulu. I'm tall, and I have brown eyes. My hair is short and curly. It's usually black, but this week it's red. How about you? Where do you live? Do you have brothers or sisters? What are their names? Do you have a dog or a cat or another pet? What do you look like? So please answer those questions in your notebook and then look at this picture here. And can you please write down, what are they saying? What do you think she's telling him? And what is he telling her? And that is all. We are done. I urge you that you continue working and completing the exercises for chapter number 12. Well done. Don't forget, I believe in you. Keep up the good work. Have a fantastic and blessed day. Talk to you soon.